And now for something completely different. We're going to be playing Slay the Spire today. For those that don't know, you probably do, but it is a roguelike deck building card game where you build up a deck of cards, you try to make yourself more powerful as you fight enemies that you can kind of see what they're going to be doing and you try to counter that. Try to stay alive and try to get as high as you can to the third of several bosses, and if you do, then you can then once you start over and ascend the tower at higher difficulty. So we're going to be trying this out. One thing that I've had a habit of doing when I played this game is I love this game, but I spend way too much time planning out the turns. Sometimes it'll be half AFK, and I can have runs take 2 or 3 hours. I'm going to try to keep it time compressed. It might mean that I make simple mathematical errors, but I think it's all in the interest of making some good content and showing the runs. So as far as what we're going to be doing, standard mode, Ascension 5. I've been playing a little bit of every character. Ascension 5 unlocked on each of these fellows, and even higher on the defect. He has some pretty OP builds with the lightning powers, and yeah, it can go pretty hard. But we're going to just go ahead and run the silent here. I think there's a lot of potential for this one to get up to Ascension 6 based on my past builds. Of course, there is still a pretty high failure rate. I would say that at least easily half my runs just end prematurely. So we'll have to try it out here. As far as our options, we can either lose 7 max HP or transform 2 of our cards. We start with pretty basic cards here, so transforming like strikes, for example, wouldn't be too problematic. A lot of potential, but my favorite thing here for right now, at least for the silent, because his starting relic isn't that impressive, I'm going to go ahead and lose it and try to get a good boss relic. We're going to get a curse that cannot be removed from our deck, but in exchange we can go ahead and get 3 basic relics. So the bell tolls, we get dexterity, a question card off the bat, which the earlier you get that the better, and also you can gain strength at rest sites. So this encourages a Shiv build, based on the fact that you can get a lot of bonus damage on these little pinprick attacks. Might mean that we get to Act 3 and we end up getting destroyed by the Time Eater, but I'm going to roll with it. In the meantime, we do have that curse that we can't really do anything about. There are some relics that can slightly circumvent that, but yeah, it's not going to be removed from our deck. It's going to stick around. All in all, though, I'm pretty happy with this. This is not too shabby of a starting point to start with. As I go through the fights, I'll try to show off the cards a little bit, or at least just mouse over them. You can pause and check them out, but yeah, again, I'm just going to try to keep this moving along. So first things first, I like to take a look at the map, trying to maximize how many rest sites I'm going to get, and also in the first couple acts, we're going to be looking for this shiny elite here, which represents one of the 3 keys we'll try to unlock to get a little bonus ending for you. Yeah, this path seems okay. It's still got the 2 campfires early, the 3rd one and the 4th one. Yeah, and we get a shop at the end, so I see no reason not to just follow the default path for right now. We don't have a lot of gold to start with, so this shop doesn't matter too much. A lot of rest sites no matter which way you go, but we're going this way. We start with that bonus armor, so dexterity increases my block gained, so all my defense are +1, which is awesome, but we don't need defense for this guy. He starts off by buffing himself. We can just kind of get a move on the attack. There's that Curse of the Bell. It's unplayable, so I literally just is a dead draw. Every time I draw it, it's just one of the cards that I can't play. I only have 3 energy, so it's not the end of the world, because I can still play any of the other 4 cards. We're going to go ahead and block equal to his attack for now, but as each turn goes on, he gets extra strength, so we have to kill this guy pretty quickly, or he's going to take us out. So we'll take the hit here. Block it so no damage is taken, and anything that brings us below, it takes the red bar down, is going to be like basically permanent damage. Fortunately, we do not get any attacks here. I usually like to double block and then go into attacks, and then I could usually kill him on the next turn, but we got a little unlucky. Defends all at the bottom, and now we're just gonna maybe have to YOLO it. So right now, I can actually block for 9 out of 10 damage, not a big deal. And yeah, 18 damage is not going to be enough to kill. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 strikes, and then Survivor to block 9 out of 10 damage. And 1 damage hit from any fight isn't the end of the world. Even if you try to minimize the damage you get from basic enemies, it's not a big deal. So, like I said, I'm going to get a lot of bonus strength with this Girya. So even though this ability is really expensive, it's going to be really valuable. You can get 5 instances of damage with your strength built up +3, this can be like 30 damage with a 2-mana card. So we're going to go for it. We're going to, go for this build based on the Guria relic that we started off with. It won't always work out, but I'm hoping that we can get some good stuff going. And then right off the bat, we're offered the opportunity to upgrade a card, which is great because we don't plan to use rest sites for upgrades anytime soon. This is a nice one. Block value is always a good one to increase, but my favorite upgrades off the bat for the Silent is actually going to be this one, because you get 2 weak instead of 1, and that will kind of linger into the next turn, reducing damage more consistently. We don't have the means to actually take either of these guys down, so we're definitely going to be playing both of our block cards, blocking most of the incoming damage, but not all of it. And then the easiest one to take down is going to be this one here. So we'll go ahead and hit him once, take him down next turn. We have a skill potion. I'll try to use one of these potions once every like 3 fights or so, but we don't want to overuse at the beginning. So this guy, if we hit him, he's going to roll up. This is going to do 20 damage. So we can basically take him down to 1 health, but we can't finish him off with these 2 cards. So, awkward as it might be, we're actually going to be doing Riddle onto him, giving him some weakness so his damage is reduced. Not that it matters, because we're going to block it all anyways. And we'll just take him down next turn. So one thing that I'm kind of learning as I try again and fail, ooh, okay, this is good options. This is good options. We're going for a Shiv build. Over time, this will give a lot more than any of the other ones, but all 3 of these would be great for the build I'm going for. And we get the power up right off the bat. So, already feeling this dexterity is like making a big difference. Either wanting to start your runs with either bonus energy from getting rid of your relic, or getting like something like this dexterity, just shifts the math a lot, where you're able to block a lot more consistent damage. So already we're putting out a lot of hits here. If we had bonus strength, it would be even more, but we're really happy with this. He was not attacking me this turn. He's going to be blocking and buffing himself with a strength buff, so he can hit me harder the next time around. We'll do the quick math to see if we can finish him off here. We can only do 16 damage. He's got 17 health, so we're going to have to block, but fortunately we only have to burn 1 card for that. So we'll do this. Curse of the Bell coming in, but not much we can do about that. We're going to see it a lot. So one thing that we can do to kind of mitigate the Curse of the Bell a little bit is try to make our deck size rather large. Now overall, you want to keep your deck size kind of small, because then, ooh, Storm of Steel is very nice here. Could kind of emphasize defense a bit, but we'll go for Storm of Steel. I think that's perfect for what we want to do, because we can even discard the Curse of the Bell with it. Gonna have to block infinite here. That's just pretty straightforward. Yeah, anyways, the overall idea of keeping your deck size low makes the cards that you have more impactful, more reliable, more consistent. That being said, if you have a negative card that you really don't want to see very often, the best thing you can do is make your deck size so large it only comes up like twice a game, which can be really nice. Overall, we're just going to keep putting some damage out, and we're just trying to keep our incoming damage relatively low. Don't need this, but we'll play it just out of habit. And yeah, we have a vulnerable debuff that makes him do more damage, at least for the moment. Again, we're not going to be able to kill him off 18 plus 4, that's 22 damage, so we'll try to block as much as we can, and then strike with the rest. Skill Potion might have been an okay option there, but I usually try to save that for elite encounters, for bosses, that kind of thing. And we end up taking him down. We're still looking relatively good on health. I'm going to try to avoid most of the rest sites in terms of healing from them. I'm going to try to use the Strength Up relic as much as I can ASAP. Quick Slash isn't bad, because in a pinch it's still going to benefit from the strength, it's still going to draw a card. I would rather something that helps my energy pool early on. This is, if you have discarded a card this turn, gain energy. And I do have 2 ways to discard cards via the Storm of Steel and the Survivor. At the end of the day, though, it just makes it free. It doesn't like give me energy that I can use for other things. This is just like raw damage in the form of a debuff. We'll go for Quick Slash for now, but again, I will emphasize defense a little bit more as time goes by. And let's lift. Do you even lift, Mr. Silent? Try to get pumped up. This guy's interesting. He doesn't wake up at the beginning, so you could try to build yourself up a little bit. I can at least fish for my infinite blades and get that online before I go ahead and put the damage in. But Riddle with Holes is tempting. I mean, that's like my best card in terms of damage output. It's putting 20 out every time. And we want to get all that damage in before we see him... Yeah, before we have to deal with his debuff. He takes away your strength, he takes away your dexterity. We don't like that. I'm a little worried that if I Quick Slash, it will draw Infinite Blades. But that's not the case, and we're okay. He's going to be stunned for this round. He's not going to attack us, and we already got a nice lead on damage on him. But now, yeah, we got to balance it out with a little bit of defense. Some weakness heading his way, along with this, will mean we only take a little bit of damage. Again, it still could be worth using a skill potion if we're taking a big hit, and we'll have that the next time the deck cycles around. Trying to see like how many elite counters we actually do have. I should probably save potions for this guy. That's probably going to be the goblin, which I don't really want skill potions on, but it is what it is. We'll stick around. So yeah, we got a lot of damage here. If we go for 20, he's gonna, you know, be taken down pretty quickly, but we'd also take a lot of extra damage. So I'm gonna take a bit of a long-term risk and not go for the big hit here, and just hope that my little shivs end up adding up. He probably goes for his debuff now, so this is the best opportunity for me to put in as much damage as I can. We'll go ahead and shiv, strike, and then we'll do Storm of Steel, which will give us 3 more hits. Now those shivs are going to be a lot weaker, though, because it's going to negate... -1 strength is going to take away... And Dexterity is going to take away basically these 2 buffs that I got from the relics. I got Oddly Smooth Stone, I got Gurya, those are gone. And now we're working with 15 incoming damage. These 2 block cards are not going to cover it fully. We can't kill them off again, so yeah, we're just going to do 1 hit, and then Defend Survivor, and away we go. Now, Survivor, I usually use that at the end, but you can actually choose which card you discard, which allows you to do more with that. 18 damage is going to be enough to finish him off. We got 3 energy. We're taking him down. And that's not too bad, all things considered. I also love Mummified Hand, one of my favorite standard relics, and Flex Potion's going to help us a lot in a couple things. And along with that, 1,000 Cuts comes out, which not only works with Mummified Hand, but really well with our Shiv build, especially when we upgrade it to do 2 damage. So we can just spam a lot of little cards. And again, if we face Time Eater, the clock boss in Act 3, like, we probably can't beat him based on just the limitation of the silent against that particular foe, but in general, it's really good. Upgrade-wise, 1,000 Cuts is tempting, but Lift is just the same thing but better. Like, it's whenever... It works even when you don't have 1,000 Cuts active. Now we have a nice little choice ahead of us. Sapphire Key or Ceramic Fish. We can always get the Sapphire Key on the next floor, but if we don't really care for the fish, we can always pass it up for the key. In this case, I actually do like this one, because we're getting it early. If we get that even like halfway through Act 2, I'm probably not as interested, but here we're getting it at the beginning. We can build up a decent amount of gold value, and like I said, I probably want to flesh out the deck a bit more to negate the fact that I have a curse that's stuck in my deck. This is kind of problematic. We're going to be taking a big hit here. We're going to be able to block 15 of the damage, which is a good chunk of it, but not all of it. I'm actually considering the skill potion. But I think realistically, if I'm smart about this, I can just kill one of these off next turn, and then move on. So, I think any of these guys is a viable target. I don't know if there's any philosophy behind which one does more damage or something like that, or if it's just like a random roll, but that's what we're facing. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and defend, Survivor, and move along. 1,000 Cuts is an option here, but we want to make sure we get the kill on this guy and some defense here. Again, I want to negate as much damage as possible with this nonsense. So if I do 25 damage to him, he'll be taken down. He's going to get buffed up. Kind of annoying. Yeah, I think we just go for the kills. And then we just focus down this fellow in just a moment here. And we have enough little instances of damage, we should be able to take this guy down no problem. One more hit. And there's the fruit juice, which we can use immediately to get +5 max health. Shivs is great, backflip is, these are like two, this is my favorite card of the silent period. And we do need to be more defensive, but you don't get accuracy every day, and we are going for a Shiv build, so hopefully we'll just see more backflips pretty soon. Off the bat, this guy has not enraged yet, so we can play skills if we need to. Gonna go ahead and just go into this, and I probably will use my flex potion here. Now, is this is the special, you see these, like, the fire glowy stuff, that means he got a buff, like a random one, like metallicize, regen, something like that. I think this 2 strength is actually part of that buff, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. But hopefully our attacks are so strong that we can just take this guy down in no time at all, and we won't really have to worry about that. Flex potion is tempting, because that would be 6 instances of 5 strength. So 6 instances of 5 strength would be a bonus 30 damage, right? So if we're already doing 25 plus 8, 33 damage, is that a kill? I mean, if it's a kill, I think that's the best value you can get out of a flex potion. Not taking any damage from this guy means like 1 less rest site, and being able to Gurya or pump up. I'll just double check the math real quick. So if I have 5 more damage, 13, and this is 50 damage. Yeah, 13 plus 50, easy mode. Bop, bop, goodbye. That guy usually slaps me. That guy usually takes me down so quickly, especially just because of how many cards the Silent has to play to keep up compared to a lot of the other classes. Now we have Dreamcatcher, which works well with the Ceramic Fish, works well with a lot of stuff we're doing, but it's kind of redundant with the fact we're still pumping up and we have some cards we want to upgrade first. It's probably better. It's definitely better that resting if we don't need the health. This is kind of tempting, but I feel like we're looking for more energy efficient. Like, this is really energy efficient, right? And then you get the benefit of the strength, you get the benefit of the dexterity. It's a good card. I'm tempted to go for it. I feel like if I do, then my other... It works well with, like, the Storm of Steel, right? Because I can just discard all the cards and turn them into shivs, and you only need, like, the 1 energy for that, assuming I don't need more than 10 block. I like it. I think it's a good value card overall. I don't like that my average energy cost is going up pretty high with 3 different cards that cost 2 in an energy setup where I only have 2 energy. Or 3 energy, so I'm really hoping the boss can help me out with that energy thing. But for right now, we'll go through and we will pump up our shivs. Who we want to focus first? So this guy is buffing himself with +3 strength, and that's a very big concern of mine. I don't necessarily want to kill him first because he gives me 2 vulnerable, as per his Spore Cloud, but we really just can't afford to let him mess with us too much. Oh, and Mummified is reducing the cost of some random card to 0, which means we can just play more cards overall. I guess technically I should have shot for the Riddle with Holes, but it's all good. And we'll kill him next turn. So that means we're vulnerable, that means we're going to be plus 50% damage received, and we are frail, so that our defense is going to be lower, but unfortunately, we're going to be... we'll be fine. And that will be enough for us to block all the damage coming in. The frail continues, so it is going to reduce how much we take in, but we're just going to be able to kill outright, I believe. So, yeah, that's 40 damage. So we'll kill this guy off, and I'll show you. I just upgraded the damage of my shivs with accuracy to +4. So even though they strikes, you know, they're really good, Storm of Steel makes them even better. And we just take this guy down, no problem. Not even spending any energy that turn, just the 1, which is fantastic. And get a potion. I don't know. I usually would opt for a poison at this, in general, because poison is nice. It does damage every single turn. So it's like, it's not just 5 damage this turn, it's 5 damage the next turn, the next turn, the next turn. It also, you know, gives me the gold whenever I pick up a card. You could say dagger throw is worth it. I would really love like a flying knee kick or something like that, but this is the first time I'm thinking about passing, really. I don't want to dilute my deck where I don't have any defense to tap into. I've made that mistake too many times before, and I think a key thing about this game is finding balance. Yeah, technically this draws a card, so it might draw options for getting more block, but it also is spending 1/3 of your energy to guarantee it, so I don't feel great about it. I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this one, although it might in the long run be a small buff. I know right now I just need to continue to lift and build up my defense a bit. So we finally get to the shop. 316 gold is a good amount. We might be able to buy a relic here. At least a very good power. Dexterity we love. Big fan of that. We already can do a lot at rest sites between spending 3 on Gurya and now being able to dream catch. So I don't think the Peace Pipe actually gives me that much value. Ancient Tea Set is pretty situational as well. I haven't really looked at this doppelganger thing. Next turn, yeah, it basically just transfers card draw and energy the next turn. I like energy, but I want to use it even... Yeah, I'm just going to dexterity up. No defense. No defensive cards at all. This is pretty high value. Just for... Yeah, I'm thinking about just getting the fairy just to kind of give myself a little bit of wiggle room on this run, and you know, even if I mess up just trying to speed through things, I can still kind of walk away. So I would normally want to at this point discard my curse, but it's not even on the list. You can't do it. You could just get rid of strikes. I actually don't mind that at all either. But I think there's going to be more important cards to get rid of later, in theory. Or at least, I just like, if there's a shop right off the bat in Act 2, I just want to be able to buy a relic with it. So, I don't want to waste a bunch of gold getting rid of strikes, even if they aren't the most valuable card to offer. Now at this point I could definitely obtain the Ruby Key. I could also look for an upgrade. Dexterity is usually the one I would upgrade. 1,000 cuts feels really good too. Infinite Blade starts in your hand, which is cool, but not the biggest deal. Plus 6 damage on shivs. So this is plus 1 damage per card I play. This is plus 2 damage per shiv I play. And this one I might have to skip sometimes because of energy costs. I actually like accuracy a lot, considering I've already got some really good shiv sources. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So he isn't doing anything this turn. We can already just kind of spend time powering up, and this is not going to take any cards away from what we play, because I know everything costs 0 thanks to the mummified hand. So right off the bat, with our plus 3 strength, we are going to be able to do 30 damage with Riddle, which is massive. We can definitely spend one or two of these potions. We'll definitely get a potion at the end of this one, so we should make sure we try to. Infinite Blades is a no-brainer, and that will make us able to play everything else. So we'll do that, blocking out all the damage incoming. I'm feeling good about ourselves. Always play Shiv. If you don't, it's an exhaust, so if you don't, it just goes back to your discard pile and you'll draw it later, which isn't necessarily, that's not a good thing. It takes a draw away from you when you could have just played it. Only need 1 block, so bop, bop, bop. This guy is feeling easy. Our build is feeling strong right now. 1,000 cuts is definitely something I want to try to get, but we have to make sure we're blocking a good amount. Now, we do heal at the end of this boss fight. Ascension 5 means that I heal less after boss battles, but I still will be able to heal an okay amount. What do we want to do here? Do we just take the damage? How much does this really make a difference? Is, I think, a good question. Actually, save the Shiv. If I'm playing 1,000 cuts and then Storm of Steel, I can just annihilate this guy's health pool. And I feel like I'm going to be able to heal at least this 12 damage I'm taking. So maybe I'll be minus 5 HP at the start of the next round, but I'm going to go for it. So play the Shiv first. Oh, the power actually gave me the block I needed. Oh, we're definitely playing that over a Shiv. And then bam, bam, looking good. I like the little icon for this 1,000 cuts thing too. It'll be nice when I get it upgraded. But for right now, this guy's doing a measly 6 damage, no big deal at all. Again, Riddle Holes is great for 30, and we'll just block that last little bit. He's going to debuff me with something. Looks like I'm just gonna get burned, nothing else, no big deal. Just keep the hits rolling. So we'll dash on this one. And finish him off very shortly. This has been really easy so far. Like I said, there's one boss in this whole game that can absolutely annihilate me, and I'll just have to watch out for him. But in the meantime, we'll just see what we can do here. He's pretty close to death, but his block value is 12. He's going to be able to negate a lot of damage, so we'll see what we draw with Quick Slash. There's no reason not to. And it's Survivor, which is great because we can discard Burn. Burn does 2 damage to me, not if I discard it. Other than that, though, I guess I don't want to wait, does Burn... Burn is an exhaust, so it's either way I'm going to be discarding it. It does not exhaust. So I'm stuck with that Burn, but that's not a big deal. And we'll just move along. One more hit and we'll be all set. And... let's see how much we heal. 53 health. Again, we get the potion at the end, so this is kind of wasted, the fact that we didn't use one of these, but... 25% less damage. I think that's pretty good. 100 gold. We like that. Regen potion. We love that. And then, ooh, some good options here. Envenom is definitely the play. This is a card that's very core to our build. If you can get multiple, it's great, but even just one is fantastic. Alright. Don't want Snecko Eye for sure. First time you discard a card, each turn gain an energy. That's not bad. And then, come on, we gotta go for the Wrist Blade. That's just another accuracy for free by default. For cards that attacks that cost 0, including shifts, deal 4 additional damage. So this guy's not too bad in terms of the encounter. We have 295 gold, so shop is a good option to consider. Not seeing a lot of rest sites. There's double here, there's double here. It turns into a triple by the end of it. But you can't go to that one. So either... yeah, so it looks like this is the best path for getting rest sites, which I think is what we want to prioritize. We already have some great relics. We just want to make sure that we're healthy, we're upgraded, and we still need to grab our ruby key as well. So in order to get to that rest site, I'm kind of tempted to go just to the path of the elite, but we'll focus on the rest sites, and the only path there is right here. This guy's a little annoying. He does not remove his block at the end of his turn, and he often uses the block ability, so it's a little bit to chew through, but we've got a pretty good deck in terms of just putting out a lot of damage, so should be no problem. See, we didn't heal the full. We did take 5 damage too much on the last act. Not the end of the world. This guy's almost dead, even with that block coming in. He's got artifacts, so we're not gonna be able to defend ourselves very well here. This is where I think we might want to use that potion. A weak will not work, but regen will be nice. So we'll go ahead and get the regen going, and that should negate at least this turn's attack. And then we can just go for... so the thing about Envenom is it only applies to unblocked damage. So because this guy blocks a ton, we're not really going to be seeing it. With that in mind... oh wait, these powers... yeah, I have the Mummified Hand, so it's going to make this for free, which is great. And that'll allow me to at least play this one here, even if it won't apply the weakness. And then we'll get Storm of Steel, which again, this is better than a regular strike. So, bop, bop, very close to finishing him off, and we will take the hit. We heal, we take damage, and hopefully with these abilities, we'll be able to heal ourselves a bit. Now this is the part where I just want to get as much as I need to block 22, which is not going to be reached with this, right? We're just too short. But, yeah, we'll go for it. Doing a little bit of damage each and every step of the way. And I kind of want to keep this regen ticking if I don't have to kill this guy. Which means I just shouldn't attack, right? But we take 11 damage in the process, so as much as I want to farm out some health, I don't want to take another hit. So, taking him down, Footwork is great. Dodge and roll is fantastic as well, especially since we already have quite a bit of dexterity. Very tempting between these two. Yeah, dodge and roll, footwork, and backflip are my 3 favorite defensive cards. Honestly, all 3 of these options are really good. I do already have 1 footwork, right? And we're going to upgrade that to 3. This, we need defensive cards to actually activate footwork, and it feels like we don't have that many. But also we have Mummified Hand, and footwork just makes that whatever card that's next to it free for that turn. So I'm down with that. Free damage is good. Free anything is good. And now we get 2 hits in. We're going to want to go ahead and put some damage into the guys that are buffing. They're the scariest right now. I do have some potions that I can use as well. I'm never going to use this potion directly, so I'm always going to have just these 2 potion slots to play around with. All these cards are free. They don't look like it yet, but they will be. Because, technically it's a 50-50 on this one. So either it's going to be this turning Thousand Cuts free or defend free, but we'll go for, let's see, yeah, let's just go for Envenom, and it does make them all free. Great. So we'll be able to block a large amount of this damage, but not all of it necessarily. Because right now they have a buff that gives them, reduces the damage they take by half. So they're not going to be, he's not going to be killed off by this. And even with the powers that I just played. And we have to worry about taking too much damage at this stage of the game. Energy potion, oh, it's dexterity, okay. So dexterity is actually pretty good. And I think I want to do that one. I was going to do the weakness potion, but it only applies to one of these 3 guys. So I think the dexterity potion is more appropriate. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and do this. Forgot 1,000 Cuts hits all 3 guys, that's pretty good. Alright, and let's do a quick damage check. So these guys are doing quite a bit. 18 plus 15, 33? And I have 35, so even that massive swing of damage, the potion helps us overcome, and we're doing good. Yeah, it's easy to want to hold on to the potions too much, and it's tempting to do so, but it's really a good idea to make sure you use those as whenever you need to. Tough position because one of these guys is going to get stunned and killed by Riddle with holes. The other is going to put his damage in. I can block 10. Yeah, I don't think... Well, stunning a bird and preventing 12 to 14 damage is better than blocking 10 damage. So let's do that. Unless we want to weaken 1 and defend. And that might be better overall, because it might round down to 1. I think it will round down to 1. So if we say that we're going to weaken... Let's see. This does 15 damage, and then it does another 30. So yeah, it's... Wait, no, my math is terrible there. It hits 5 times. The first 3 hits will be 9 damage, and the last 2 will be 12. 9 plus 12 is 21. It's a little late. So it's not going to kill anything, but it's going to bring it low enough to finish off easily next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stun this little fellow. I'm going to weaken... I was going to say this round to round it down. So that's 5 damage. For some reason I thought I had more mana. I guess I didn't factor in the fact that it costs 2. Either way. I also forgot about the poison, which will actually kill this guy off. So we'll go ahead and we'll poison, and then we'll defend, and we'll be happy with that. Cool. Not bad at all. So this guy's going to die to poison. Don't have to worry about him. He's going to not even do the 4 damage. In the meantime, though, we do want to put 3 hits into this guy if we can. Otherwise, we're just blocking. He hasn't strength up, so I guess he's not really doing anything. So we can just throw out one little thing. Let's go ahead and hit him. Activate the power. And go for that. So, not a big deal. Just trying to kind of min-max these smaller encounters so that I can avoid entanglements in the future where I'm just really low health. Piercing Well's great. It's only a one-time thing. Outmaneuvers more consistently like value, especially if you upgrade it. I haven't really looked at this one. Yeah, I mean, it works really well with the strength stuff, but it requires me to go into a discard build that I don't currently have. I guess I have Storm of Steel, but Storm of Steel would discard the Eviscerate, which means I can't use it. This isn't bad either, especially if you upgrade it to weak for an attack. But I want to make sure I have energy flow going, so I'm going to go ahead and go that route. I have a couple cards that cost 2, and yeah. Ooh. For you has a decorated altar to some ancient entity, the Duplicator. I can choose Curse the Bell to duplicate. Nah. So Envenom is tempting. Accuracy is great. Infinite Blades is huge. I could easily see myself just duplicating Infinite Blades. Generally you want to duplicate an upgraded card, I imagine. I just haven't had really that much time to upgrade. I think having twice as many shivs is going to be better than dealing more damage with each shiv. Just in all things being equal. Because I already have so many ways it's buffed. Riddle with Holes, also pretty good, but over time Infinite Blades outclasses it by far. So yeah, we'll do Infinite Blades, and I could easily see myself starting to remove strikes from this deck because we have so much value from all the other cards offensively. We just want to make defensive have a better shot. This is ugly because we're going to be taking 12 unless we happen to draw into a defend. Okay, we got the defend. We could try to RNG it with the 1,000 cuts, but there's a 1 in 3 chance that goes very poorly if we're trying to minimize damage received. Our potions are okay. It still is going to take 6, and we need to just end this encounter sooner rather than later. I almost feel like this is better than defending for 6 damage. If it's like 8 damage, 9 damage, I'd feel better, but I've fought these guys a couple times before, and they can really mess you up. They can add up a lot. I guess I'll go for the RNG play. This one, I mean, is ever going to do 30 damage, though? The deal is, this guy gets stronger every turn. He does more damage to you each turn, and this guy puts a hex on you that puts status cards in your deck every time you don't attack. You use a non-attack card. We just want to end this fight as quickly as possible. So, knowing what I know and how dangerous these guys can be, I'm going to go ahead and just go for the riddle, even though normally I would encourage going for the defend. And we'll just weaken him. For 8 damage, not too bad. We'll take the hit. And this is not an elite encounter, by the way. It feels like an elite encounter. Probably the hardest normal enemy encounter. But, yeah, it's not cool. This guy's dead at least. He would become a real pain in the neck if he wasn't, but yeah, we're doing okay. So we'll do this. No reason to defend. The only alternative would be maybe to go for the strike, but I'm happy to just get the 2 energy for this turn. Even though it appears that we did not need the 2 energy, we needed, in fact, exactly 1 energy for this turn. Because we're just going to discard everything and go for some big shiv action. Now I am weakened. It's going to slow things down a little bit here. Every time I play a non-attack card, he's going to be putting these dazed in my draw pile. I think draw pile? Yeah, draw pile is a lot worse than discard pile. That being said, that's not going to stop us from doing what we want to do, so go ahead, neutralize him down, 12 damage incoming. We can block that with just dash, but we're going to have access to both of them if we want. Because that gave me more dexterity, so I'm actually not going to play this because the status thingy gives me more of these dazed, which, while they do go away at the end of this turn, they basically are dead draws that I can't use. Alrighty. Well, I think we should play both of these, but it does mean that we're going to be getting 2 dazed next turn. I think we just played this one. Because I'd rather have a defend card than a 2 extra dexterity. Or I'd rather have a strike card probably just to kill him off. Let's see what happens. Alright, I am weakened again, but we are still hitting really hard. And with just a little bit of extra Envenom... Oof, we're still not killing him off, huh? 1 damage off. And our defenses are lacking. I can vulnerable him if I really felt like it. So yeah, my options are either to... Well, let's just, yeah, look at the numbers. So if I dexterity defend, then... Because this, yeah, this is just going to give it +1 damage effectively, at least for this turn. If I dexterity defend, I'm going to be blocking 10 of his 24 damage. I think a potion is worth avoiding that. So I'll just go ahead and shiv with the vulnerable debuff and take him down. Ghost in a Jar, gain 1 intangible. That is one of the best potions I've ever seen. Gives me 1 turn where I do not take any more than 1 damage. And Noxus Fumes is tempting as just kind of like an attrition. It's also great with the Mummified Hand. As if you can't tell, I really do like these power cards. Because, like, not only are they strong in of their own right, but they also exhaust themselves, so you don't like have to worry about drawing them again. You can keep on drawing. Basically, you'll play like 8 power cards, and then the next time your deck comes around, it'll be just all clean defend and attack stuff. And with Mummified Hand, it feels like a no-brainer. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Noxus Fumes. Not doing a really poison-oriented build, but it's still nice, a little bit of extra damage that'll affect guys like this quite a bit. And we get 1,000 cuts for free, which means we can basically play all of our cards, I believe. Yes. So, now it's a question of who are we going to be playing our attacks on. If we kill this guy, we'll get vulnerable, but I think that just taking his attack damage out of the equation is probably more important. So, we'll go for hits on him, and bring him down to just shy of a kill. And now we've got a nice set of powers going again, allowing us to play all cards once more. So this guy's already dead to poison and 1,000 cuts, and this guy's going to take a hit, but it's not going to break through the plated necessarily. Either way, at least he's getting poisoned by the fumes. This does hurt quite a bit, but I'm not going to be burning an intangible on it. That's way too powerful for 10 damage. That said, it means that this potion slot is going to get used a lot. Ooh, nice little hit here from him. Go ahead and draw a card with Quick Slash. It's free anyways. Weaken his attacks. And surprisingly, we're actually able to block most of this. We go for Riddle, that's 30 damage plus 1 poison for each, so it's actually like 35 damage plus the 5, 40 damage. So we can take 40 health away from him. And we will, because we have plenty of energy to spare, thanks to whatever card we played before, the outmaneuver. Alrighty. What's next? What's next? We want to make sure we can play as much block as we need, but we really don't need that much. And it gives us our dash for free, which is perfect. I think it's just lethal at this point. Kill him off. Move on. We have taken a decent hit of damage. It looks like we will have to rest. Gonna go for Blade Dance. It's too on brand for us not to really go for it when we have this much bonus shiv damage. Like, the amount of damage that that's gonna do in these fights is just exploding with the strength, the wrist blade, the accuracy. Still haven't been able to upgrade a number of our key cards, but it looks like we're just going to need to rest. Didn't I get a dream? Oh, whenever I rest. Okay. So Dreamcatcher actually incentivizes rest. I forgot. I thought for some reason that it was going to add another button that just allows you to find cards, but it's actually just an extra incentive for resting. And we can go for something like Cloak and Dagger, which is the best of both worlds. It gives us block value, enhanced by dexterity. I have a lot of footwork, right? I have 2 footworks that I can upgrade, and then so that little bit of block, that 6 block, can actually be a lot. And then we're here, ready to rock and roll with some power-ups. I need to draw a card first to see what's up, and then I think I need to hit him 3 times with shivs, but we will see. Maybe I need to... Nah, let's see what the card draw is first. It's what I want to do, but now it's like a 1 in 3 chance of getting a reduction on the card I want, which is going to reduce the damage by taken by 6. So we're actually going to skip 1,000 cuts, unfortunately, and just go for Blade Dance, which will annihilate the bird. He's going to have 1 health left by the end of this, and if any other damage can finish him off, no problem. Now he's going to go for the Hex, as he tends to do, which means these defensive cards that I've finally drawn don't really make any difference. But we'll go ahead and outmaneuver, strike this guy, and does take dash off the table if I strike, but other than that, doesn't really matter. It's overkill either way, right? Alright, now we're going to be hexed. Now we have to watch out for those status cards. So we're going to eat a lot of status cards if we do what I want to do, which is apply all of these. Maybe I just do this one, this one, this one, and then that's going to be 3 days to have been added. Actually, did that slide in there? That's a nice little animation if that's what it does. The tempting thing to do would be to add Noxious Fumes, but I think that's too many status cards. We can get absolutely destroyed by card draw RNG. So I'll take the 4 damage here. Looks like I'm going to have to rest at a rest site very soon, regardless. But yeah, Storm of Steel is an auto win here, but we're already done. These shivs are going to get so strong, it's actually dumb. Why am I getting so many cards that are perfect for this? I just need more defense. Otherwise I'm going to have to rest so often, I can't even upgrade any of my good cards. I don't even really want relics at this point. Like, my build is already... I just want to survive and shop for some defensive cards. I really don't usually rest at campsites this much. But I feel like, just in case I decide to take this route over here, that it's important I do so. I can always upgrade at the next one. Dreaming of Envenom. Oh, dodge and roll, though. Like, this is so tempting, because it works great with my deck, but honestly, dodge and roll is... I'm feeling great on offense. I need to balance my defense out harder. So, dodge and roll is so good with dexterity bonuses, too. Like, I have the footwork cards, which will just buff that up twice over. Maulbank is kind of cool, because you can just avoid shops for a while, and you get a ton of gold. But we need our well, we don't need. I really want my Sapphire Key. And honestly, my gold situation is fine. Ceramic Fish has been carrying. It just comes down to if we want how crazy we want the build to go. And also, wait, so if I want the Sapphire Key, and I need to pass whatever relic comes up in the next treasure chest, and I just have to think, is the gold that I'm getting up to the next shop worth the sacrificing whatever relic I get? And it might be, because the relic might be bad, but generally speaking, no. The gold value that you're going to get out of that is not equal to a relic. Alright, we either go this path or this path. This one also has a shop, so I imagine we really want to go this way, which is why I rested before. And we get Painful Stabs. Let's teach this guy a little thing about stabbing. He is going to do a good amount of damage off the bat. Again, we're still fairly light when it comes to defensive cards. But we can go ahead, throw a Shiv out, throw a Free Strike out, and go from there. This is okay. He's going to add a wound to our discard pile, but luckily we've got like another 20 cards to chew through to get to that. In the meantime, we want to defend ourselves. And then we'll just outmaneuver for next turn. And we'll have enough to play everything we want. What's better, Noxious Fumes or 1 Shiv? That shouldn't be anybody's question, but it is, because of how OP this build has become. They're given +7 right now, so it's actually doing 11 damage. I think Noxious Fumes will definitely outweigh that, but it's kind of close. It really is. Wait, I don't think I factored in this. So there's, yeah, it's like 15 damage per Shiv. Ridiculous. Alright. This is not going to be enough block to avoid the second hit. His second hit will do 14 damage. That means I take 2 wounds. I just really need to start finishing this fight before I have to draw the status cards. Yep, we'll just bop him one and call that good. More energy intensive turns. We'll go this route, which will make him venom free, which will make all of our dreams come true. We're in a good spot now. Not exactly the best defensively. First we'll of course be playing the dash card. And then here we have the option of either making this fight last a lot shorter or actually getting the block that we need to survive. I'm trying to think of like the attrition side of things. So let's see what's in our draw pile. A lot more. I might have gone a little too hard on the powers. I've got 5 more powers to draw. This is kind of insane. Along with the bell, only 1 defensive card in all of this. So I don't think attrition is going to work. It seems kind of counterintuitive that I'm saying I don't get enough block later, so I'm choosing not to have any block now, but realistically, I need this fight to end soon. So we'll play our best offensive card we have. And this should work. Yeah, everything will be free. So we can just go with this. Probably should have done 1,000 cuts first, but whatever. And now we get to do one of these, and 3 of these, which will kill him. Start of each combat, 2 additional cards. So this is basically the relic that I start with by default, and I just got it off an elite. So it's definitely worth it to trade an elite relic for a boss relic, right? And since the silent only starts with this as the little ring of serpents or whatever, I feel it's just worse than, you know, what the bosses offer. I'm happy to make that trade. Another riddle, another footwork, another cloak and dagger. All 3 great considerations. It's footwork +2, so I don't even have to upgrade it. It's so great once I've gotten through the deck the first time around that I've played all these powers. And it makes other things free, so it's basically free itself, which is something I can't overlook. Like, Cloak and Dagger is great, but it costs energy. This effectively doesn't. And second time around doesn't have any deck slots. I feel like I'm going to get into a weird situation where I have so many footworks and not enough defensive cards. I hope I can just make that up at the shop. But we're going with footwork. Alright. Fight shouldn't be too hard, but you never know. Definitely want accuracy, infinite, noxious, 1,000, and that will allow us to play every card in the book. Footwork as well. Boom, boom. This fight should not be too bad at all. Little buff, little armor. They're +3 strength. I think he only hits one shot at a time, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll start off by just hitting her with a shiv, and then a strike, and that will kill her off, allowing me to then pay it forward to the next turn. Outmaneuver, dodge and roll. This is going a lot smoother than it usually would, because the healer usually survives for more than 2 turns. A lot of energy to play around with, so I'm assuming that this will work out. Where I just go bam, bam. And do I kill him in one go? Holy crap, I do. Look at these things. Look at this. 21 damage for a free card that I'm getting so many copies of, it's not even funny. That's insane. Feeling good. Alrighty. These are all offense, immediate skip. Cannot go for offensive cards anymore. Defense or bust. I might even have to pass up, like... I mean, Infinite Blades is like... Infinite Blades is never going to pass up, I think. But accuracy, I might. I need defense. I'm just going to kill myself if I keep on going offense. Alright, what do we got, man? Wraith form. Risky, but powerful. Cards containing strike. choose and add 5 cards to your deck. This actually probably is the only time that I'm happy to see this card, because it can give us a huge amount of defensive value. So we're going for this, Orrery, and we are looking for defense. We're going to skip a lot of these, and that's okay. Cute. What's the upgrade on this? Curious. 17. This is thorns. This is nothing. Back it up. Number 2. Oh, and the question card is actually making these better too. Outmaneuver, again, I like it a lot. Piercing Whale, I'll consider that a defensive card. I'll count it. It's like 6 block, but it's a debuff. We'll go for it. Flying Knee, free energy, very nice. Not what I'm looking for. Prepared is nice if you upgrade it. If you upgrade it, it's a card draw. You'll draw into the stuff that you need. It's pretty good. But if I'm upgrading anything, it's got to be dexterity and defense, right? This doesn't change. Oh, it gives you 2 instead of 1. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, once you play through the game, you unlock beta art, which is kind of funny a lot of times. Like a little Storm of Steel. Nice. It's just, yeah, little, like, basic versions of the artwork. When they were just focusing on the gameplay more so. Flying Nia is what I wanted earlier in the game, but we're skipping this one too. So just double checking. Skip this. Skip this. Back to here. Wraith form again. I'm just talking about buying it, so why wouldn't I take it for free, right? Dangerous, because it literally requires all of my energy, but I think I can make it work. And I have so much dexterity that the debuff doesn't even matter that much. Like, usually it's like, oh my gosh, I only get 4 block out of this card, but I've got so much footwork. And with the Mummified Hand, at least I can play at least one other card that turn, so it's not just buying time. They're also really good if you upgrade them, because they're 3 instead of 2. I guess with the dexterity thing I was just talking about, I'll go with this. Usually I think deflect is not good enough, but I'll take it here. I'm worried about running out of cards. Like, I just grabbed a footwork from this guy, right? So I'm worried about running out of cards that I can use. We'll do that. We'll rest. We're also getting more gold every time we... Oh, I didn't buy the card from the guy. It was on sale and everything. That being said, like, running 2 of those I feel is kind of risky. Running 2 Wraith forms I think is definitely a risk factor, because then you're losing 2 dexterity per turn, and it just puts a huge clock on the fight. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger, happy to get that one. That's probably the best card. Like, if I just had a million cloaks, if I just got nothing but Cloak and Daggers right now, I would be pretty happy. Alright, this is a question mark encounter, so I believe this is a regular enemy. It's the same one that I fought at the beginning of the floor. So do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that, and it's all free. Perfect. This Mummified Hand, dude, it's so much value when you go for any significant amount of power. Do my eyes deceive me? How is this real? What's the default on this card? 3 damage 5 times. Why is it doing 10? No, but for real. It should do 6, right? I'm missing something very obvious here, but I can't see it right now. Oh, because it costs 0! Oh, that's insane! Okay, Wrist Blade plus Mummified Hand, the secret strat. 50 free damage off the rip. That's cool. Alright, yeah, I feel like we're doing 50 damage to this guy and 17 to him, and we'll see what the next turn brings to finish that off. That's so cool. My brain broke for a second there, but that's really good. And he's going to hex me now, but he's not really going to have a chance to do much with it. I guess we can Envenom. It might just go to the defend, and then we won't be able to Quick Slash. But it just went to the Quick Slash, so we're good. So we'll draw the card. He's already poisoned. We don't even have to hit him. Infinite Blades, beautiful. Blade Dance is tempting, but Infinite Blades is technically better. Especially if it makes Blade Dance free. It didn't. It made Defend free. And now I'm taking... now I'm losing Dexterity for no reason, but whatever. Because this intangible thing goes away immediately. Or, well, it was 2 intangible, right? So it'll go... I'll be preventing all damage for 1 turn. Which is probably all I need, because I'm doing an absurd amount of damage. Yeah. He's actually just dead. You can just, with poison here, you can just hit end turn. And we'll just watch him fall over. Energy Potion. Do we want Vulnerable? Energy's better than that. Just gotta remember to use these. Backflip. We love backflip. Yep, no doubt. Alright, we're feeling better. I was not feeling actually that great about this build, not because of the offense, but purely because of the defense, but we just picked up some key things with a couple Cloak and Daggers, backflip, Piercing Wail's not bad, like, definitely helped on that side of things. And this is going to be the time I go for the Ruby Key. I think we're not going to come out of this boss fight unscathed, but I don't think we're going to die. So we have our key complete, and we get to see if this will take us to the end of the game. Don't touch Wraith form, that's like a rule at this stage. We'll just go for some Shiv damage. Dodge roll does give 7 block next turn, which might be worthwhile because this guy's about to summon some guys that will attack me. So I'm going to go ahead and precautiously dodge and roll. Out of precaution? Precautiously? I don't know. There's the guys, 14 damage from them. If I take them out quick, it won't matter too much, but I don't have any attacks right now. We need to get that Infinite Blades thing. In the meantime, we'll just chain upgrades here, outmaneuver, and we'll defend. And then we have to ask ourselves, is this worth a Ghost in the Jar? That chunk, this damage is going to carry over to Act 3. Actually, I'm going to drink it. It seems a bit much. Probably is, but blocking all this damage from this round and give me a chance to kill these guys off, it's going to be great. So many powers. It's like, I actually am feeling the drawback of this deck is not anything, but just how many power cards you get. I've never felt like I had too many power cards, because they always go away and then they just cycle back. But my decks are always much smaller, and just the sheer number of power cards is actually absurd. Alright, can we kill somebody off? We have 30 damage, they need 40. We're going to be eating some hits here, unfortunately. We'll block a good chunk, but... yeah. Envenom plus 1,000 will bring him down to 6 HP. And the rest hits me directly. Now we get our defensive cards. Now we get the cards we want. Alright, Infinite is great. Backflip, we'll see what we draw with it. And then we're only taking 7 damage, so we can just go offense from here. Though Shiv is technically more offensive than Quick Slash, especially since we don't really want to draw the card right now. This guy's got 1 poison on him. If I play these 2 cards, he dies. So we'll focus on this guy. And we're feeling good. Now big debuffs coming in. This sucks. It gives me every debuff. Vulnerable, frail, and weakened. Which means that I'm going to be taking some big hits here. I wish that footwork, like dexterity, did more against vulnerable than it does, or frail than it does, but I'm still going to be getting very low armor from these compared to what I should. Like, I have +8 dexterity. I should be blocking like a madman, but the percentage reduction on it kind of hurts. As far as cards I'll be playing, it's just going to be everything, so the order doesn't really matter either. At least we do get to take this guy down. Just making sure it's enough. It should be, yeah. He's taking damage from 1,000 cuts and all that, so we get this, we get to shift the big guy, and we actually blocked everything. even with frail, even with vulnerable, he's doing 25% more damage. I'm doing blocking 25%. Oh, he's doing 50% more damage, and I'm blocking 25% less. And we just got out of that with 1 damage incoming. Now we get to weaken him. This is worth 3 shivs. So it's better than that one. Okay. Yeah. Because this is worth 3 shivs as well, but this, I get to play Riddle. Riddle me this. Wait, how much damage do shivs do? 14, I guess? That doesn't seem right. I think the math is adding that. So they do 4 by default. 14 plus 3 plus 4. So they actually do plus 7? 21 damage? Is that right? 13 plus 8, yeah, 21. So this does 20 damage, but puts 5 stacks of poison up. Which over time will do more. But I'd honestly rather just do 21 damage now and bring him that much closer to death. And apparently my math was off. I have 3 strength. Oh, because I'm weakened, that's it. Okay. Not a big deal. I lost on like 3 poison stacks and still did. Whoa! I did not pay attention to the defensive side of the game. And we just nearly got ourselves knocked into Fairy in a Bottle land. Yeah. We'll just play some cards, but more reason why we need to worry about that defense. We cannot afford to like dead draw on defensive cards. Like this will be plenty, as is, as long as we make sure to play it. Alright, the weakened is gone, and we are just pumping. This is just a kill, right? Yeah. Whew. But we did lose a lot. We're only going to get half this health back, I think. We'll be at 4. What we got here? This is nice. As a one-off. Bullet time. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. Reduce the cost of all cards. That's not necessary. Yeah, you can... That's almost useless. I mean, yeah, it hits all enemies, which is cool, but nah. So we're at 4 health. No more potions, which we're kind of not using them that much anyways. All enemies get 1 strength. You can no longer rest or rest sites. I think this is suicide, because I need to rest. Clearly with this build, it's not defensive enough. And then I think that enemies start, especially the last boss, could like destroy me if it has 1 bonus strength. So I think no potions is better, and I'm happy to keep the potion action I have until the final boss. Donuts. We like to see the donuts. They're not the easiest thing to defeat, but I mean compared to the other bosses, they're not too bad. The biggest thing is we just didn't want to see the time eater, or this run would feel like it's over. Shop. We got gold. We got a lot of gold. I don't even know how we got that much gold. I guess we didn't buy anything crazy. We didn't even buy the on sale Wraith form. Alrighty. So, we've clearly learned we need a healthy supply of campfires to get through this. More than you usually would need. Do we even want to fight elites? If we can dodge elites by going this way, we probably will. Either way, that leads us to this juncture. Yeah, there's no real incentive unless right path is amazing, but it looks pretty standard. So I think I'm just going down the middle, and then we'll go from there. Campfires are nice. There's no incentive. Yeah, there's no major incentive to go down that way. We got a lot of question marks this way too, which is always interesting. Okay. Going back to the mundane no upgrade zone, and yeah, you can kind of just see how this power creep happens with these cards, allowing you to just get stronger and stronger. It's just what you put out on turn 5 is completely different than what you can do on turn 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we'll see. I think this is a reasonable pickup. None of these explodes, so there's no time pressure, but maybe we'll backflip, and then we'll do Noxious Fumes. It gets us to defend, which will be just shy of enough damage. We're just going to go for the Cloak and Dagger either way. and outmaneuver for next turn. You never know what the future will bring. You want to be ready for it. So this guy's going to be annoying for the Shiv build. I might just have to let him die to poison, which is perfectly viable as well. They're not hitting me at all, so full offense. This guy's already dead. Doesn't even know it. And these guys, this guy too. And the rest of the game might be literally hitting end turn. We'll have to see. I don't have 1,000 cuts. If I want to avoid his thing, I have to hit him. Otherwise, I can just let him die next turn. I think I can not worry about his thing. And just get some damage on this guy. 6, so I'll have to block 6 to avoid those thorns, but that gives him an extra poison. Or it doesn't because I'm not envenomed. Whatever. So, we get what? 2 days shuffled into our draw pile. So that kind of sucks, but it'll be okay. Like, this guy almost never attacks. He really just spams this thorn stuff, which means we're not attacking him, he's not attacking us. We're just kind of hanging out, so. Man, if there's a relic that gives you healing every time you use a power, man, I wish I had that. It's just like +3 health, but it would add up so much. 1,000 cuts is a way to damage him without getting hit directly, which is cool. And I think we'll go with that route. And then we'll go ahead with this one. And then we'll scream at him. So 3 damage incoming, no big deal. And this would straight up kill us. 5 times 10 damage, we'd take 50 damage trying to kill him. It's really funny. The spiker's gonna spike. Would this reduce all damage taken? So it would reduce my thorns. We can actually end this a lot quicker now. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. And if we dodge and roll, either way this should kill him and not do any damage to me. Yeah, see, only blocked 1 damage there. Dash attack. We'll take it. We don't want to dead draw on blocks. Okay. Where's the nearest shop? It's right in front of us. We're gonna desecrate the shrine and become cursed with regret, which we immediately will remove after we check out the relics. Prevent the first time you'd lose HP. Sounds really good. Upgrade 2 random skills. I've not been able to upgrade anything. My skills aren't that important, but like even defend. I don't know, does upgrading defend even matter that much? Got so much dexterity. I'd rather upgrade the backpack. I have a backpack or no? It's random, so obviously I don't get to choose, but I'm just curious what skills I have that it would actually apply to. Cloak and Dagger would be a great one to upgrade. Backflip. Outmaneuver is great. Yeah, I mean, I've got so much gold, I shouldn't really worry about it, right? Any upgrades are good upgrades that I'm not going to get otherwise. And Terror just would be 0. With my Shiv build, I want Terror in my deck for sure. So we'll add it to our deck before we get the War Paint. Anything here? 3 random attacks from your draw pile into your hand. Doesn't really seem to matter. We could get prepared, but it doesn't really feel like it does anything unless we upgrade it. And the chances of us hitting that, like the one I just got, Terror or whatever, is going to be good regardless. This one's, I would say, only good. I mean, it's never bad though. Yeah, other than wasting 45 gold. So I'll do that. I'll get the War Paint. We get prepared in Cloak and Dagger. Beautiful upgrades. Very happy with that. And then we're going to be removing the regret. I am feeling good about this one. We're going to prevent the first time we would lose health each combat. We cannot gain potions. There's no point in buying them. This is all offensive stuff or more powers. We don't need more powers. We're powerful enough. Buff, 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 buff. Alright. So we'll go ahead and play prepared. Let's just do a quick calculation. 22 damage incoming. I could reduce their strength, which is pretty cool. But I do like the Cloak and Dagger and the Defend more than the Strike. And let's say Wraith Form. 22. With the Scream, I'm good. So we'll trash Wraith Form for now. And we'll just go with a little bit of this. A little bit of this. And that's all the block I need. I can actually quick slash my way through now. Now these guys, they have a thing, lifelink, they revive themselves if they don't all die at once. Also fatal cards will only work if you kill the last one. But it's fine. Riddle Holes is unplayable unless I use the energy potion, which would be excessive. So I still kind of generally try to focus one down. I think my strategy is generally like kill one and then kill them all evenly. Because he goes back to half health and it takes him out of the fight so that I'm not taking so much incoming damage. Which can be a pain. I'm going to Adrenaline first in case it's a high cost card. It is 1,000 cuts and we're good to go. Unfortunately we don't get attacks, but we can still cut. And we're getting a Shiv every turn, so like now it's like a foregone conclusion, is the word I'm looking for. And we can kill him off if we want to avoid that 18 damage, which we will certainly do. And then we can neutralize him to reduce the damage that we will receive otherwise. Oh, this is again +4. I like the fact that this gets +4 from the Wristblade as well. It's pretty nice. It's not just shivs, even though it feels like it's just shivs. It actually hits a lot of other cards. One health is one health. I feel pretty good about this encounter. It does miss out on some damage that I could have done otherwise, but if I get like a Storm of Steel, like this fight's over. So we'll just do the standard stuff for now. All good. Alright, so he's gonna come back. And we just have to kill 2 guys. We can kill this one off. It's just basically just kind of playing whack-a-mole, trying to make sure that they're not all hitting me at once. And now we can just Storm of Steel everything. I'll Shiv first, I guess. Is like the etiquette, but it doesn't matter. Whew. If we survive, we will do really well this time around. Explosive guy just needs to die at a certain moment in time. I think he used to do something different. Like he did damage on death. Now it's like you have to kill him in 3 turns, which is no problem. We can always backflip first, since we'll need some of that block unless we kill. And then we're gonna go ahead and do some accuracy footwork. Like this Mummified Hand creates so much value. It's like giving free energy all the time. I know I have so many power cards because of it, but yeah, I'm happy with that. This guy has artifacts, so Terror doesn't really count for him. Piercing Wail isn't necessary if I just do this. So I can hold on to Piercing Wail for next time around. Unless I just want to use it to take artifact off, but not sure how much that matters. I guess if I kill him with the Noxus Fumes, it'll kind of help. And I'm not seeing it again because it's like 31 cards from now. So the question then becomes, I think we just take down the Repulsor faster. It's all good. I mean, actually, probably should have put it on him. I didn't realize he was full health. That's fine though. I kill stuff fast. That is going to be a lot of damage coming in though. We'll just need to do a little bit of this, this, 20. He's taking 25. There's no way to reduce this, huh? Unfortunate. Alrighty, well, we're just going to work on this guy so he doesn't explode on us. Got one more turn to kill him, basically. And we'll take a lot of damage that we didn't really want, but it seems to be the trend. These guys are just hitting like trucks. It's just like everything's tuned up. All the elites are deadlier, bosses are deadlier. This is a random encounter, but Exploders exploded. And I think we just get to work on this fella, so he doesn't debuff us. Vulnerability, dude. This thing did like over 30 damage. It's crazy. I'm liking this. I know we're like an hour and 20 minutes in, but I've actually enjoyed like every encounter so far. See what Quick Slash has to offer. 1,000 cuts isn't really what I wanted, but I have enough to play whatever I need, so. Yeah. I don't know what I'm complaining about. This guy's dead. Can't get it because of the Sozu, but that's okay. Blade Dance. Oh, tempting, tempting, tempting. Shivs are too OP. Shivs are too OP. I'll just rest all game if I have to. I actually think I can get away with one. Let's see. What are we up against before our next campsite? We can rest here if we just fight one elite, which I think I'm down for. I don't want to fight two elites and jeopardize this at all. So we really just have 2 regular encounters. I can do that with 43 health, at least with my fairy at the very least, in the worst case. So I'm gonna smith. I haven't smithed almost all game. Let's see, this is Shiv Plus, which just does 2 more damage. Not actually that significant. This starting at the beginning of the game, that's actually like a really big deal. Like getting. If my deck size was smaller, then innate usually doesn't matter. It's like, oh, I'll see it on turn 2, worst case turn 3. Here, it makes a big difference. I'm trying to think of what the other ones are that are really valuable. Backpack, again, was pretty nice, but it's already taken care of. And most of these are just going to upgrade the number a little bit. I've got strength and dexterity all over the place. I'm not too worried about it. This is probably the only other one that I really consider. Oh, this I could apply to each donut, get 50% damage permanently on each donut. It's good for the boss fight, but I'm not too worried about it. 3 intangible. If anything is worth upgrading, I would say it's this. Infinite Blades will get one of these 2 cards eventually. Wraith Form is like big. I like 3 turns where I could just ignore all incoming damage. Inevitably is going to prevent a lot of damage based on how things have trended so far. It does mean it costs all of my... Oh no, I have 4 energy because of Sozu, so... Whoa, the Spire Growth with this powerful negative effect incoming. Guess we better be prepared. Get rid of the defense since he's not attacking me. Go for the Quick Slash, since it's low cost, and that means that dash will get hit, which is what we wanted. And bam, bam, bam. Well, hope your negative effect is extra powerful, because... Oh, I forgot we also have the buffer from Fossilized Helix, which is pretty awesome. The fact that I have taken so much since then is still kind of crazy to me. Alright, I need to know how much damage shivs do in order to make the right call for this. I'm gonna draw cards first, because like, free cards are free cards. We're gonna Blade Dance to see how much Shiv does. Alright, we're not to one-shotting him yet, but we're pretty close. This is 77 damage in hand right now, which is pretty awesome. Ooh, he constricted me. At the end of your turn, take 10 damage. I believe that counts against block, but that's still a lot. Do I want 11 damage or 3 poison per turn? 3 poison per turn, right? Problem is, I might not be able to Storm of Steel if I Survivor. Because Noxious Fumes just hits a strike, probably. Well, it's like 50-50. This is the right card to play. But this is like guaranteed. Good to give me more damage, so... Yeah, we'll go for it. We'll get rid of the strike. I guess Survivor discarding kinda... Like, either it's like a 50% chance to give me both the cards that I want. Oh, or I just strike, and that's fine too. It's not a shiv, but it's fine. So yeah, we'll do this, and like, okay, fine. Not a big deal. Blocking most of the incoming damage. We'll still take a hit here from the constricted, and then the attack. But now we can kind of go into Wraith form since this fight's clearly not going to last all that long. Get the free dodge and roll, which will negate all the incoming damage. I'm assuming even constricted will only do 10, but just in case, we'll hit this button. Yeah. It only does 1 damage. And now he doesn't have artifacts, so we can go ahead and terrorize him, but we're gonna adrenaline footwork first. Try to see what costs we can reduce. Not much that we need to block because of the whole intangible thing, which is awesome. And yeah, let's make him vulnerable. Let's riddle him with holes. And give some shiv. GG. I think we might have blocked with the fossilized helix. I'm not sure if it hit on the constricted. I think his main attack got blocked, which is really good. And we get cloak and dagger, which is amazing. Like I said, I will take as many of those as I can get. Alright, interesting one. We're no shops in sight, so getting cursed is not viable, even if our deck is 42 cards. I still don't want to be weak, and I don't want to have an unplayable card in my deck. It's not bad, but yeah. I don't even know if Fairy in a Bottle works with this I Am Awake thing. That debuff seems way too bad. So, we're just gonna get a rare relic. This is what I almost always go for. I'm just trying to debate if the other ones are worth even considering. And we get some adrenaline. We get some of this. We get that. Cloak and daggers are just gonna give more shivs. And then we get to... Shivs do 11, strike does 13 because it costs 0. So that's probably better. Just do a little bit of this. We're going to actually take him into his defensive stance real early. And then still put some hits in even after that, because he doesn't have his thorns yet. Now we're going to have to slow things down a little bit. Unless we just Wraith form. Yeah, I don't mind that. 3 intangible? Oh, I forgot I upgraded it. This is so sick. 3 turns of no significant damage taken. I'm all about that. Can't have Venom, unfortunately, but otherwise we're fine. Even Riddle is now an option because of this intangible stuff. So we get the block first, so we can all open with this. And then, yeah, it only gives me 5 damage, so... 1 damage? I don't know. I don't know how Thorns works anymore. Not important. This guy's... Yeah, this is my last turn of intangible, and in the meantime, I've been losing dexterity, just to keep in mind. We can keep it pretty high with the footwork, but... yeah. Still, though, guy's almost dead, so can't complain, right? Alright, we didn't get the 1,000 cuts hit that we kind of wanted, but it's fine. In the Infinite Blades is better than 1,000 cuts for sure. Just free shivs, and then we get all this good stuff too. This is crazy, guys. Wait, where am I? Was that just one? Oh, it was probably a level 1 Cloak and Dagger. Got confused with the other one. Is that just a kill? I mean, he's gonna get extra armor, but it's close to a kill. And goodbye. Whenever you receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. Very nice. Skill potion I can't use. Piercing Wail plus, not bad. I'll go for that. Could definitely help. Do I want treasure chest or treasure chest? Not sure. Preserve Insect kind of sucks here. I would definitely like that if I got it a lot earlier. That's okay. the question of the moment. We don't have any defense in our hands. Not a bit. Not a single defense. Oh, we have Cloak and Daggers. I can't discount those. So if we just defend Cloak and Dagger, or Footwork, Cloak and Daggers, that's 18. They're doing 20 damage. I'm gonna risk it, and I think it's enough that I can just risk it and play these cards first and hopefully get Wraithform for free. I didn't get Wraithform for free, which means I might not get Blade Dance this turn. Could I just kill them if I had Shiv damage? I'll just kill one, then I don't need the Wraithform. Well, I might as well play this, so it's not gonna hurt. 15 damage. So, with 3, 4 Shivs plus the 2, so 6 times 15. Is that 90 damage? Is that what we're really looking at here? What has this build become? Okay, I might have lost a Shiv to hand size. I don't think so. I think I'm good. Either way. Yeah, this is supposed to be 6. Alright, so 45 I hit for 3 times, so I'll hit this guy for 4. Just call it good. Oh, strike might be better. Yeah, this is perfect. 2 hits and strike. And then you can eat the rest. This is gross. Yeah, as long as I can find ways to block enough damage each turn or nullify enough damage between Wraithform, I should have bought that second Wraithform, but whatever. Cloak and Dagger all day. This is nice. This is nicer. Ooh, treasure chest randomly out of question mark. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal whenever you enter a rest site. Would have loved that earlier. Alright, and now we take Uphold. Rocky Road, double elites, more power. Or single elite, single enemy. It's literally just the difference of 1 elite. We heal first, rather than doing this, but we also heal when we enter a rest site. I think we'll be okay. Let's see what happens. This guy's already lost 25% of his health thanks to the new relic, which is cool. And then we have the option of just going right off the bat with infinite blades, like no brainer. And then that'll give us 14 block of our 21. So I don't even need to Wraithform. Wraithform would give me more block opportunities, but it's kind of okay. Alright, backflip. Oh, this is kind of bad. Maybe that was a bad backflip. Oh well. So we're blocking. Oh, we don't want to block all but 1 damage. That's ugly. We're venoming him, I guess. Oh, okay. So I misplayed that. Wait, I can use this energy potion if I really wanted to. And that would give me all this stuff for free. Guaranteed. And I get 4. So the thing is, like, not only does it give me intangible for the next 3 turns, but this covers the 4 dexterity that I wouldn't have. The only difference is I lose the energy potion I wouldn't have otherwise. So it's, do we want this buffer that prevents damage? Because we're going to take exactly 1 damage here. Would I rather have this buffer in this fight, or energy potion in a boss fight? And I think the obvious answer is energy potion in a boss fight, but risks my health a bit here. We'll have to see. 45. Okay, that's scary. Well, there's that buffer I was hoping I would have. And I didn't get the dexterity boost, so we're a little scared. He's also intangible, so he's not going to be taking much damage here at all. And that's going to hurt. That's really going to hurt. We're going to rest at the rest site. We're not going to upgrade a card, that's for sure. Still applying poison stacks, might as well do that, but yeah, 23 damage taken from this fellow. Hopefully that's all that he does. Terrorize, this is a great time for it. We're not going to get enough real damage coming in this turn. And he's going to be intangible again very soon. We'll have to see. Burn, burn, burn. Alright, so he's intangible again. So Storm of Steel is not going to do too much. And he's doing an insane... Am I just dead? Alright, we have learned a lesson. Don't hold the energy potion. Go for the intangible stuff against this guy. Luckily the fairy, I think, will help. Might not even, because of how insane this guy's damage output is. But, you know, we're here. Oh boy. Alright. We have no fairy in a bottle. We are committed to the fight. And this should be a kill at this point. So, it costs us... Oh, basically it's like, do we want to use an energy potion or do we want to use a fairy in a bottle? Well, the answer is obvious, but here we are. This doesn't matter at all. It was cool. I like this one. Don't have that much energy to play with most turns, but it's still cool. I haven't seen my backpack at all. This deck is so thick that it just feels diluted at a certain point. You're just in a mire of all these power cards. So prepared doesn't come up very much, which means this won't sync up with it very often. Malaise is great though. Alright, well, Rocky Road turns out to have not been worth it. I do like the rest site, Eternal Feather. Again, not many of these matter too much. Dexterity stuff is nice, backflip's great. Malaise is +1. And this is permanent, right? So this is permanent +1 strength and another extra turn of weak. That feels like a solid upgrade. This would allow me to put it on both donuts. Think defense. Anything that's defense, though. Permanent -1 strength versus +1 dexterity. All that good stuff. Or you can just rest and add another card. See, rest would take me +22, which would take me to full, which would be necessary only... Wait a second. This is for every 5 cards in your deck. You heal 3 health. Well, I just get 27 health from the next rest site. I think I'm okay. Jeez, that's so good. Right? It's very late, but that is a really good one. 2 shivs. This offense. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and do Malaise. 1 permanent energy for my enemy is great. I can even play it at 0 cost, and it's still really good value. Alright, the enemies are here. They're gonna get wailed on. A backflip. Infinite blades. We'll get a free quick slash. We'll footwork. We'll blade dance, and now we've probably got to do the piercing wail thingy. Well, it'll kill one of them, so I guess I don't necessarily need to. This is only for 1 turn, right? So just do damage. Kill the dude, get damage out. It's gonna work. I guess I'm technically not... Like, this is basically the same thing. This is only for 1 turn. So, take care of that, and throw some shivs out. I wonder if she summons 1 less if I don't kill it this turn. But it's debuffing me with something. Maybe it's just like a wound card, probably, since it's a dagger. And we got a nice little hand here. Adrenaline first, then we'll get some action going on. Not as much defense as we would like, so our goal is to not get hit by the second. At least, I don't think we can protect our buffer here, but at least we won't get hit by actual damage, as long as we kill that guy. So, math-wise, 29. Yeah, okay. So, strike, strike, shiv, and then terror, shiv. And we get some freebies. 1,000 cuts should go first in that situation, always. That's my bad. We like to do the hits. These are doing 16 damage a pop. Even without Envenom Weapon, at this point, doesn't even matter. So this would be nice, but I think we just have a kill, so not even close. We got the Regal Pillow. Whenever you rest, get a 15 additional HP. Didn't really take any of that fight, so I don't think we'll need that. We don't get the potion, and we don't want any of these. So we're going to the rest site. We instantly heal the full thanks to the Eternal Feather, and we get to do one more Smith. Feels a little greedy, but that Feather is... The 45 card deck has its benefits sometimes. Alright, so we get to do one more upgrade. I almost feel like anything like this is redundant. Like, just +1 dexterity, +1... I mean, I have so many of these, right? Like, I'm gaining dexterity all the time, but the alternative is just upgrading one defensive card. It's like, why would I upgrade one card for 3 when I can upgrade all of them for 1? Just makes sense. So unless I get like a draw 2 or a extra weakened... This doesn't increase card draw, just increase energy. This increases energy, which is not bad, but we just don't see these often enough. Like, Footwork Plus has an impact. The others really don't. 1,000 Cuts is a good argument, though. Yeah, if there's any card, like, this one increases all my defenses by 1. This one increases all my cards by 1 offense, including my powers, including my block cards will also do 1 damage. Which can be really good. Yeah, so I think it's really just between 1,000 Cuts and Footwork. I feel a little bit more comfortable with Footwork, but, you know, with this intangible stuff, I don't know. Maybe we just need to go for blood. I don't think there's a lot of punishment with this. Like, yeah, we'll try it. It is really nice with our deck. And now we're here. Final boss. Let's see what we can do. I think now's the time to be prepared. We don't need to riddle this turn, so we can discard that, probably. We can discard Outmaneuver since we want to just spend our energy. Well, I mean, that's like a net increase in energy, right? I'm trying to think of the cards that I really want my powers to hit. I think it's not going to be either of these. So, if I go ahead and back foot first, or Footwork first? I guess I'll... Yeah. Storm of Steel is nice, though. So if we dodge and roll, because obviously we should, he's doing 24 damage. This unfortunately discards one of our shivs, but otherwise is good. To get to the block value we need. And the alternative is just not playing Storm, or just playing Outmaneuver. I mean, they're not buffed up that crazily, so I think Outmaneuver Survivor is actually better. Like, the shivs will get so insane later. They're just moderately insane now, with like +7, it looks like. Now, they're going to be exactly where we want them to be, but we're in another situation where we're drawing power cards and not block, so we're going to be taking a pretty big hit here. Even with our dodge and roll, it looks like we're still going to be eating a huge chunk of damage. I can't even terror this at this point because these guys are dancing. Very fun. Because I have artifact, so like I'm going to use it just to negate the artifact. Maybe I can give him some weakness later, or some poison. Well, I guess the poison would take it down pretty quickly either way. But My buffer's gone. I have to watch out. Piercing Wail's great here, fortunately. And I also have just a lot of block, so maybe I save it. Yeah, can I get 30 block out of this? I certainly can. So I don't actually need the Piercing Wail. Question is, do I want it in the deck for later? Oh wait, it takes off Artifact. Perfect. Get it out of here. And we'll keep hitting this guy. He's buffing, so I think he gets like strength or something. He's already got 3 strength. Well, they're getting +3 each turn, or each time they buff, it looks like. So I think we Wraith form. Does make the rest of the fight a little more dicey, but we'll have chewed through all our powers at that point, and we'll be pretty crazy. We actually want Blade Dance, so 21 damage each. Yes, please. And 1 defend will cover all the damage. This guy's blocking for both of them, so they kind of buff each other. They kind of play off each other and help each other out, which is cool. But no major damage coming in. I basically just am buying time with this intangible stuff. It's pretty cool. It's, you know, the fights have a finite duration, so trying to do the most you can during that time is important. And we're just turning these guys into punching bags, which is awesome. And we'll take his artifact off too, so we can give him some weakness pretty soon with our he does get this. I think we'll get malaise pretty soon, which will be good. First and foremost, we'll do a little bit of this, which is going to start poisoning them, and there's the neutralize I was looking for. So we'll finish this guy off. Technically this does more damage to him, but I actually care about the weakness more than the other stuff. That'll cover all the damage, and then 1 strike, rest shivs, bop, 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 bop. Easy peasy. Technically the strike should come last to make sure you get do as much Envenom as you can, but I don't even have Envenom up right now. This is a good opportunity for a malaise if I really want to, but I can also just try to kill him. He's got 9 strength. I have to be a little bit wary about that, right? But he's also really close. Yeah, I think I have to respect my opponent a bit. I'll do this part. This is going to take away 5 strength away from him, and I can still cast this. Or maybe I do the best of both worlds. I don't do the 1,000 cuts, but I do these 3 shivs. I think that's pretty good value for what they offer. So yeah, Blade Dance, do triple shiv, and well, what am I talking about? I can basically kill him now. 16 prepared for a Cloak and Dagger Blade Dance. That's what I'm talking about. Respect my opponent, please. And that's the end of Ascension 5 for the Silent. Very nice, quick attack-oriented build. Like I said, it has some drawbacks, especially on the defensive side, but I'm into it. And we'll hit the heart. Do 1,064 damage, and that is it. Or is it? You ask yourself, have I been here before? The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness begins to fade. A sudden burst of energy emanates from inside you, jolting you awake. The heart retreats upwards. A large door is revealed in its place. All 3 keys coming into play for the final act, the ending. Alright, full health thanks to the rest site, perhaps from the boss, not too sure. We're going to be smithing something. Storm of Steel just gives 1 extra shiv, right? No, it's shiv plus, just 2 extra 2 damage, not a big deal. Infinite Blades does feel like it can probably carry its weight, just putting it at the front of such a massive deck. Terror's cool too. No, that's just energy cost reduction. I don't really care about that. I did already upgrade Malaise, that was the big one. Footwork seems pretty fine. I did 1,000 cuts last time. So it's really infinite blades or footwork. I have 2 infinite blades. It's nice to get them early. In the opening hand, it also makes everything free, basically, so yeah, I'll go with an 8 on that. It's only slightly better than upgraded footwork, but I think that's both have a lot of value. Backflip for sure. Membership card would have been great earlier. Now it's like, ooh, buddy. That's a card. That is a card I'm excited about. Alright. We have Apotheosis. We have Backflip. Prepared is even pretty good now that we have Apotheosis. At the very least, like I said, it doesn't hurt the deck in any way. We can remove a card. I don't think I have any curses. So I can just remove a strike and be happy with that. We just averaged up quite a bit here. I'm very happy with that. Ooh, this is nice though. Shuriken is great. And I think is better than prepared. Or accuracy. Or card removal. Because I'm doing the Shuriken very frequently. I'm a little bit worried about my durability, and you'll see why in a minute. But we're going for this. Heading up. So we have 1 elite encounter and then the final boss. Here we have these guys. These guys can... They're not as scary as the boss, but they are certainly worth worrying about because they absolutely can kill you. Their damage output can be really insane sometimes. So, but we're just going to go ahead and do our normal power-up thing. Backflip time. Giving us Apotheosis. We gotta play that, right? Like, this gives you upgrade to all your cards for the rest of combat. And we can just block the damage that's incoming and move on. So I'm into that. That's really good. And now the damage starts coming in. So whichever one I'm facing, there's this mechanic, back attack. Deals 50% more damage as it is attacking you from behind. And you can see here, surrounded. You can use targeting cards or potions to change your orientation. So whenever I attack one, like if I attack this guy, it'll turn me to face this way. So whichever one is doing less damage, I want them at my back, and whichever one's doing more damage, I want them at my front. This guy's doing 40 facing front. He's a spear. This one's a shield, so most of the time I'll just face to the right. I think I'll prepare. It's a tough one in terms of knowing what discards I want, but it's going to be strike for sure. And the question becomes, I want terror more than accuracy for sure. Like if I'm just buffing my damage, it's going to be that. Could also discard the Shiv. It's actually an okay discard in this context. Yeah, everything else is going to be free. Don't usually discard Shivs, but here's definitely a good example of when it should be done. And now we'll just drop these. Drop the terror on the one that I need to kill first. And with a little bit of extra extra dexterity, I'll gain quite a bit of block. This is where Piercing Wail would have been really good. Reducing his strength. Malaise also very good. Fortunately, we don't have those. We're going to get hit for... let's see, we'll block his first attack. And then we'll get hit for the other 30. So we're going to take 30 damage here. Which we'll just have to live with. They are not chump change. They are the Guardians of the Spire. And here's that Piercing Wail that we might as well use. Envenom's upgraded, so it's cheaper. So we'll go ahead and play that. It's going to be allowing us to play all of our cards. Oh, I want to face to the left now. Since he's not doing anything to me, I need to face to the left. So that means... Bop. So 30 damage incoming, we'll block all of that. And now he's going to make himself stronger, I believe. We have some options here. I don't know about Wraith Form. I think it's too OP. Like 3 turns. I'm going to kill this guy within 3 turns, even if I have to skip this whole turn for it. And I do get the Blade Dance discount, which I really wanted. Don't get the Cloak and Dagger discount. I think this was for, like... This is okay, though. And we'll just go ahead and strike him down. There's my Shuriken activating, more strength for me. And we'll let him die to the poison as we turn our attention to the Spire shield on the left. Almost dead as well. So yeah, why am I, like, worried about this Wraith form? Like, it's absolutely worth it. No context, it's not. We can quick slash just to see if we draw anything worthwhile, but I think we've got in hand what we want to use. Cloak and Dagger proves me wrong. 40 times. I don't think it actually matters. I think I just kill him either way, right? So. Oh, because I got bonus strength, so now it's doing 45 damage. Whereas 2 shivs would do just under 40. So. Turnip. You can no longer become frail. Big fan of that. We're going to get potentially debuffed in the next fight. We got to avoid that. Another Malaise. I will take it. Very, very high potential value. And it will get upgraded by Apotheosis, hopefully. Alright. So this is the final fight. The Corrupt Heart. That is the entire thing that we've been chasing this entire game. He's been the source of the evil within the Spire, and we are going to try to take him down. Fortunately, we start with Wraith form, which makes me a little nervous, just because the negative effect actually does catch up with you eventually. And we're not taking any damage this turn, so it's really just going to be the next 2 turns that it helps out with. But all that being said, I think it's still going to be worth it. The one thing to keep in mind is that he has a couple buffs. One of them is Invincible. It's just basically makes it so he can't one-shot this guy with the right insane build. He can only lose 300 more health in one particular turn. He has 750 overall. That being said, the biggest issue here is the Beat of Death. Whenever I play a card, I take 1 damage. So Wraith Form's not going to help with that. It reduces all damage taken to 1. And I'm not sure. I still know that he hits really hard. He's very scary no matter what. And I'm trying to think of how I approach this. Because I could just use the Energy Potion and make sure that I'm Storm of Stealing this turn, because it does feel important, right? I can even backflip Storm of Steel if I use the Energy Potion. So Infinite Blades. We will... I'm taking damage, but this will stop the damage. Okay, cool. So now we get to do this. Now we get to do... So if I drink the potion, I'll have 4 energy. And I want to make sure I can do Storm of Steel. There are 5 different cards that I can discount. Chances of them being Storm of Steel and Wraith Form are not great. So I think we just take the Wraith Form and go from there. Unless we're willing to pass on the Wraith Form, which I don't think we are, just because we need to negate some of this major damage. This guy hits. But he does a lot of small instances of damage too, it's kind of tricky. We'll see what happens. For right now, until we get to the Malaises and can just like burn through those, I think I'm going to go for the Wraith Form. I almost hit discard, that would be scary. Wraith Form. We get a free Blade Dance, which is cool. And... puts us close to being able to play Storm of Steel for free. But not quite. So we're taking damage each time we play these cards, but we have to consider it worth it. I can play the Defend for free. I'm tempted to not do the Storm of Steel now and just do the Footwork, because it does help us down the line in terms of block. Yeah, gives us a dash. And Cloak and Dagger would have been pretty good too. At the end of the day, there were only like 2 discards. 2 shivs. Heck, the Cloak and Dagger would have been better, I think. Oh well. So, his big debuff is he's going to apply everything. He applies Vulnerable, he applies Weakness. He would have applied Frail, I'm immune to that with the Turnip. And then he put every single status card possible in the deck, including one that takes my energy away, someone that stays in my deck for the rest of the game, that kind of stuff. Luckily, our deck is expansive, and that means that we're in a position where we can afford that, but yeah. And now he's hitting me 15 times. This is where Thorns can be really good. I'm going to go with the Malaise because I know I need to do the accuracy, right? So I'll do accuracy. Defend is free. And now I'll do the Malaise for 3. Which will take 3 strength away, apply 3 weak. And now he's doing no damage. Which is cool. So that's where I wasn't sure about the intangibles. He does this crazy attack right here. But it works out. And now he's doing an attack that would be like, I don't know, 70 damage or something right now, but we get to block it off. I'm thinking I save the Malaise for next time around and I just play cards because Apotheosis is too good to pass up here. You take 1 damage if I play it first. Now that I've played it, I get a lot of little pieces. Yeah, we'll do 1,000 cuts, because either way, whatever it gives me, it's giving me block, it's giving me bonus damage. We like it. Now, like I said, this is Malaise Plus, so it gives value just by being here. And I don't think I'm playing another 34 cards, or 44 cards. Like, realistically, this is the best chance to use it. Does that mean I wasted an opportunity to use one more energy on it? Maybe. But we're here. We are using 1 defend to block off all this damage. And then we'll just chain reaction the rest into some free cards. So we're gonna quick slash and then use accuracy to make it, and then use backflip. And now accuracy would make them free, but whatever. And the fight rages on. Now I am tangible. He is buffing himself. And I am vulnerable to attacks. In fact, I am going to be at negative dexterity next turn, which means my blocks will do less than ever, which is scary. He just gave himself artifact. He gave himself strength. And, well, we have a right to be concerned. We can go ahead and start with a nice little dodge and roll. Be prepared. Footwork's gonna help. Strikes will not. So footwork's good. Cloak and dagger up. 45 damage incoming. If you haven't noticed, that's basically our full health pool. And that's why this needs to end very, very soon. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use Envenom Weapon to take his artifact off. And then we're going to apply Vulnerable. Try to finish him off soon. Oh my gosh, I'm very close to death. 45 damage incoming. And remember, I take damage whenever I play a card, so I need to play a block card at the start of every turn. That hurts. Oh, whoa. That was not nearly as bad as I thought it was. You know why? Because I have a relic called Tori. Whenever you would receive 5 or less unblocked attack damage, reduce it to 1. So I am actually sitting pretty in terms of block, and my dodge and roll carries over this turn, so we can start off with some powers. Yeah, I looked up. I expected to see like 5 health there, and I'm okay. We're doing okay. Hanging in there. I was about to do the math, and I'm like, I don't have enough block to block this attack, and I don't, but we're doing okay. So we're just gonna... Is that worth taking 1 damage? I guess it is, yeah. Gives the poison too. Alright, so we're gonna take 10 here. And with his Invincible, he still will survive this turn no matter what I do, but we will hit him pretty hard. What I'm going to do before I activate the Riddle with Holes is I'm going to try to get my Shuriken to give me +1. So we'll start off with the block card to block any Beat of Death damage. And if I don't want to take any damage, I can only play 3 cards because of the burn. I'm going to play the shivs regardless, but yeah, just to keep in mind. Well, I guess depends how much damage this will do. 15 damage times 5 is not going to be enough to take the invincible out. And if it did, then, well, I wouldn't be too concerned about what happens next turn. So, we got the shuriken. I don't know, it happens after, right? I mean, if I'm just playing all 3 of these, I might as well play this one last. But I have to keep in mind that means I'm going to be very low in health, but it's still worth it in my mind. So bam, bam, now. Almost pierced invincibility. He's down, he can only lose 20 more HP this turn. We did a lot. We'll burn down to 15, and then we need to finish him off in this last final turn. He's doing 6 times 15 in terms of attack. And unfortunately, we have no block. So we can only play 15... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Important. His last buff that he applied, increase beat of death to whenever you play a card, take 2 damage. So, even if I put all these shivs in my hand, I have to recognize I can only play 7 cards. Otherwise, I will die. Fortunately, we're at a point where we can just kill him in 2. Heck, I can kill him in 1. And then I can hit goodbye on the poison. Hell of a run. Hell of a run. So we get a little achievements here for everything, from Librarian for a large deck size, to annihilating some of the bosses and elites, and defeating the heart, as well as getting 1400 gold. Hell yeah. Nice, very nice. Alright, and that is Slay the Spire, Ascension 5, The Silent. And thank you for watching. I'm gonna get some sleep, but first we ask this spirit of reincarnation. Now what? Has it been done? The spire sleeps, and so shall I. GG! Alright, so we have now unlocked Ascension 6, where you are already missing health from the beginning of the run. There you go. Alright, that is it. I think that was a great catalog of what one of the 2 main line builds, I would say, for the Silent can accomplish. Was a bit of a close call multiple times, including that fight I screwed up the fairy in a bottle. I think I would have been sweating it a lot less if I hadn't lost that one. But we made it through all the way to the top and beat the end boss, so glad to be able to put that one in the books, and we'll have to see what the Spire sends our way next time around. Thanks for watching.